Shootings that shook our community, history literally on the move, and moments of pride that put Northern Nevada on the national stage. Hello and welcome, I'm Kenzie Marjot. I'm the content manager at News 4 and Fox 11. As we turn the page on 2025, we wanted to take a look back at the top 10 stories on our websites over the last 365 days. We're going to count down all the way from 10 to 1. Let's start with number 10. Downtown Reno's long empty Harrah's buildings are one step closer to a possible comeback, and this time the vision is bold. Developers unveiled new renderings in July of the ambitious Revival Reno project. Plans include a grocery store, a fitness center, and a mix of dining, retail, and housing, all aimed at bringing new life to the heart of downtown Reno. Coming in at number 9 for the first time since the tradition began back in the 1960s, the nation's first Capitol Christmas tree came from right here in Northern Nevada. Silver Bell, a 53-foot red fir, was harvested off Mount Rose Highway near Sky Tavern. The tree made 18 different whistle stops across the United States before reaching her final destination, the west lawn of the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. Local fourth grader Grady Armstrong of Virginia City won a statewide essay contest and earned himself the trip of a lifetime. Take a listen.
Nevada is not just a desert, it's full of life, history, and beauty, and I think everyone should know how important it is to protect and enjoy these amazing places.
After that speech, Grady flipped a switch and lit Silver Bell alongside Nevada's congressional delegation. Nevadans also broke a record, creating more than 23,000 Silver State-themed ornaments to decorate Silver Bell with. At number 8, Nevadans across the state were treated to a rare light show in early November as the Northern Lights lit up the skies. A powerful solar flare sent charged particles towards Earth. The brilliant greens, reds, and purples normally seen near the Arctic stretched much farther south than usual, giving viewers across the region an unforgettable show. Taking a look at number 7, from a local hospital to a laundromat to the oldest bar in Nevada, scenes from a new movie, My Friend Jim, brought a touch of Hollywood to Northern Nevada this fall. According to the production summary, the movie, which features Rob Lowe and Keith David, tells a story of an aristocratic casino executive and a volatile military veteran who formed an unexpected friendship. Stay tuned for when that movie might be hitting the big screens. At number 6, history literally on the move. Reno's oldest house was moved earlier this summer to be preserved after developer Jacobs Entertainment sold the piece of 150-year-old history.
It feels amazing to take history with us. It's not just like a house, it's this 150-year-old house that has been here since before any of these casinos existed.
The Benham Bells house was sold to a local couple for just $1 with the agreement that they would relocate and restore the house. The 1860s era home was carefully transported from its longtime West Street site to a new location as work is well underway to bring it back to life for future generations.
Pure anxiety and fear and terror that something's going to happen.
At number 5, a viewer came to News 4 and Fox 11 pushing for answers and change from city leaders after a handful of dangerous crashes ended in his front yard. Since that story first aired last January, even more incidents. So why can't more be done? The area we're talking about is between Downey Avenue and Heights Drive off West 7th Street. Officials point to the road's role as a primary emergency route and say past safety upgrades like warning arrows and speed feedback signs are already in place. They're continuing to urge drivers to slow down, especially around the sharp curve where most of those crashes happen. RTC also selected the 7th Street, Kings Row, and Keystone Avenue corridor as one of their annual problem areas to study. As we wrap up the year, some of the stories that had the biggest impacts on our community were also the most troubling. Here are the top crime-related stories that made headlines in 2025 and sparked important conversations across our region. A mass shooting at one of Reno's biggest casinos. 3 innocent people were killed and 3 others hurt after a gunman opened fire at the Grand Sierra Resort in Reno in late July. 26-year-old Dakota Hoover fired more than 80 rounds at a group of people waiting outside the valet area. Police say his gun initially malfunctioned, but he was able to quickly get it to shoot before running through the parking lot where he encountered a security guard. Hoover was shot and killed by Reno police minutes later. 2 of the victims killed in the shooting were part of a bachelor party up from Southern California. Family members hail a local valet worker as a hero who saved lives.
I love you. I love you, man. I love you for saving my nephew. When bullets rained down at the GSR Monday and 33-year-old Matt Sittler was shot twice, he ran for safety.
He ran past Cade's vehicle, and Cade shouted, "Come this way, come this way." Matt, being scared himself, was going to continue running towards the parking lot in the opposite direction, which would have no doubt, with Matt's injuries, Matt would have died in the parking lot alone.
Instead, 25-year-old valet driver Cade Macedo put himself in harm's way.
Jumps out of his vehicle, grabs Matt, and Matt collapsed and fell backwards unconscious.
Unbelievable bravery, but he doesn't see it that way.
Honestly, I don't look at it as being heroic. It was more of just an instinct. It was more just an instinct, and I would do it again.
He hailed paramedics who rushed Sittler to the hospital. He's been in critical condition, but is expected to make a full recovery. Macedo didn't know that until our story on Tuesday.
We did a news story with one of you, Ben, from one of the local stations here, and that news story triggered an opportunity really to save this guy in his turmoil.
The two men reconnecting in the hospital Wednesday.
It was the best feeling seeing, I get to see his face, not how I seen it last. I'm glad I'm not the last person he gets to talk to because he doesn't deserve that. I'm glad he's with his family.
In Reno, Ben Marjot reporting.
Coming in at number 3, a Reno man has pleaded not guilty in the deadly shooting of a father and son along 395 just weeks ago. 39-year-old Isaac Pedroza is facing 2 counts of open murder in the deaths of 43-year-old Richard Brown and his son, 17-year-old Spencer Brown. The deadly confrontation happened on southbound 395 near Hallelujah Junction in early December. Investigators say 2 cars pulled over and a confrontation quickly escalated into gunfire between the 2 groups. Authorities say the investigation remains active at this time. A case of alleged child abuse that shook our community to its core. 5-year-old Isabella Loving was found dead in her Cold Springs home this spring. Days later, her dad was arrested, and months later, her mother too. Deputies responded to the Loving home on the report of a girl who had no pulse and was cold to the touch, who had been sick the night before. Court documents obtained by News 4 and Fox 11 outline abuse and neglect that ultimately led to the arrest of Nicholas and Andrea Loving. Both of them are still in custody at the Washoe County Jail, each of them facing murder charges. Reporter Will Payne shares how the Cold Springs community reacted to their arrests.
It's been nearly 4 months since 5-year-old Isabella Loving was found dead in her Cold Springs home. Soon after, her father Nicholas was arrested and charged with child abuse. And on Monday, Isabella's mother, Andrea, was booked into the Washoe County Jail on similar charges.
Hopefully justice is done.
Stephen Bickford lives right down the street from Loving's former home and said he and his neighbors have felt the weight of Isabella's death. But they've come together through tragedy by putting up pink ribbons, holding a candlelight vigil, and a motorcycle parade, all in Isabella's honor. Cold Springs resident Lori lived right across the street from the Lovings for a year. She declined to speak on camera, but shared several troubling details about her relationship with the family. Lori told our news team she once saw Isabella and Andrea walking out from their house, with Isabella wearing a face mask. When asked about the mask, Andrea told the neighbor that her daughter had leukemia. After the death of Isabella back in April, Lori said she got a chance to walk through their home. Lori said several rooms in the house, most notably the master bathroom, were unsanitary. She also noted that Isabella had a very small amount of clothes compared to her siblings. Speaking with another neighbor, James Bro, he said the parents are getting what they deserved.
I'm a father. I could never imagine doing that. Or like say if somebody would touch my children, I'm a dad. So yeah, my first instinct is to protect my child.
Our number 1 story of the year is one that shocked the entire community. Over the summer, a newborn baby was found alive in a dumpster at a Sun Valley apartment complex. Days later, police arrested the baby's mom, 28-year-old Taylor Dickinson, and charged her with attempted murder and child abuse. Investigators say the baby was left there for nearly 12 hours, cold to touch, before being found by a Good Samaritan who likely saved that child's life. The disturbing case prompted us to take a deeper look at Nevada's safe haven laws and whether more awareness could prevent something like this from ever happening again. Ben Marjot reports.
The disturbing case over the weekend of a newborn boy being left in a dumpster in Sun Valley.
There's a more safe, more humane, judgment-free option for surrendering a child.
A reminder of Nevada's safe haven law.
The only goal is to ensure that children are safe and taken care of.
Denise Tyre with the Washoe County Human Services Agency says any parent in Nevada can anonymously surrender their baby less than 30 days old at any fire station, police station, or hospital.
We are absolutely prepared to handle it. All of our first responders are prepared to handle a situation like that, and we would encourage any family who's in crisis to utilize that resource.
Law enforcement say it's confidential with no consequences.
If that child is surrendered unharmed, uninjured, no signs of abuse or neglect, there are no criminal charges or negative repercussions for that.
Someone can even call 911 and surrender a baby to REMSA paramedics. According to the Human Services Agency, 8 babies were dropped off at a safe haven location in Washoe County between 2015 and 2019. All states have safe haven laws, but unlike some other states, Nevada doesn't have safe haven boxes. Here's why.
They're underused and quite expensive for how little they are used, and our particular statute requires that a actual physical person is handed the infant, so they wouldn't be compatible with our Nevada statutes.
As we close out 2025, we want to say thank you for continuing to support us online. Your trust and engagement allow us to share the stories that matter most to our community. Whether you watched, you clicked, maybe you commented or shared, we are so grateful that you chose us. If you'd like to learn any more about the stories that we just talked about, you can check out the link in the description below. Here's to 2026 and continuing to serve you, the viewers at home.